Welcome back, guys. We are going to be talking about another movie today. We're going to be talking about the movie If, starring Ryan Reynolds, and among many others. We got Ryan Reynolds, John Krasinski, we got Emily Blunt, Steve Carell, Awkwafina, we have Blake Lively, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, and the list goes on. So the entirety of this movie is around a little girl who is seeing her dad in the hospital, which is, of course, John Krasinski. He plays her dad, and at the same time, he is the director of this film. Now, what happens is she loses her mom at a very young age, but don't know exactly what it was. Obviously, if you guys can use your brain, then more than likely it was like cancer, is what I'm assuming. And she grew up a lot faster than what she originally predicted. So B, who is the main character, she continues to go, talk to her dad and tries to, be there for him. And we never get a diagnosis of what's going on with him other than that he has surgery. Now, there was a couple moments when it was kind of funny of like, hey, this is what's going on. Then she later starts seeing different things while she's staying with her grandmother in New York, that there is something going on upstairs, and she starts seeing this room and these different, characters. And we later meet Cal, who's played by Ryan Reynolds, and he is joined by a bunch of different characters by the name of Blossom and Blue and many others. And Cal is kind of like I don't want to say management, more like he is the counselor of these imaginary friends, which again is, of course, If. They prefer to be called If. So I'm not sure if that was I'm just going to go ahead and say this now. I'm not sure if that was a poke to pronouns or anything of that nature. I'm not exactly sure. But if it was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to keep calling imaginary friends. Now, what happens is all of these Ifs, they have lost their children, the ones that, made them up. They're adults. They don't need them anymore. And so basically between Cal and, of course, B, they try to come up with these different solutions of finding them another kid and, getting to know them, finding how they were made, where they come from, all these things. And nothing works. So, unfortunately, what's crazy is one of the ones that B meets is actually an imaginary friend that was for her grandmother. And she actually, has her kind of reunite with her in a way, but we still don't see if it actually worked to where other than, they glow. And it's like, oh, well, yeah, they're glowing, and that's really it. So it's kind of interesting on did it actually work, and we don't really realize that till the very end. Now, what happens is Blue, who's played by Steve Carell, which again, I think he did a good job, but again, some of this was kind of prolonged, and I felt like a lot of this was not explained in the film as well. One of the things that was very interesting is B is told something happened to her dad. Don't know exactly what. She runs, talks to Cal, and he tells her, just tell him a story, and basically tells her that it's okay, and you don't have to be afraid, and you don't have to say goodbye if you don't want to, because she's already said goodbye to her mom. Now, she runs to the hospital, and all the imaginary friends are there. So it's like, okay, something's going to happen. She goes, and then she tells her dad a story, and then next thing you know, he's fine. And we see where she doesn't see the imaginary friends no more. She even tries to go to Cal's apartment, says, hey, I just want to say thank you. She keeps knocking, and there's some lady upstairs, and she is like, hey, I'm sorry, my friend lives here. I want to thank him. And she opens up the door for her, and it turns out no one was there. Like they just didn't exist. So after she's about ready to leave with her dad to go back home, she puts two and two together that Cal was her imaginary friend. And she forgot him. And she starts believing again. And then we see where she sees him. He's in the outfit of like almost like a carny. which was kind of cool. And she gets reunited with him and all the other imaginary friends, and we see where he slowly starts taking her job to where it was like, hey, she's going back home, so I'm going to help him find the remainder of the kids, which is cool because they do. And we later see in the later on in the film where all the imaginary friends are finding their kids and they're seeing them and they remember them, they get reunited, and even her grandmother sees her imaginary friends. So that's how the movie ends. It was not a bad movie. I will say that it is a very much of a family movie. It's a comical movie. It's a drama movie. It's a, like I said, a kid friendly movie. Um, is it probably the best kind of film? Not really. I feel like a lot of this kind of drew me out when I was watching it because I was like, okay, it's like, okay. Um, I enjoy Ryan Reynolds. I think he's a great actor. I think he's a great comedian. But at the same time, I just felt like that this was not, I would say, his best portrayal for a character. Um, could have just been a lot better. I could have enjoyed the film just a little bit better, in my own opinion. Overall, I think the movie was very well done. I think it was shot beautifully. I think the CGI was good. I think some of the voice acting was good. And that's basically what I got to say, guys. I mean, again, it was probably not the best film, but it's a fun film. You can watch it with your family, your friends, your kids, whatever, etc. What do you guys think about this? Have you guys seen the movie? Have you guys even heard of the movie yet? Have you guys, what do you guys think? Let me know about it down in the comments. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you as always on the next one.